Who's playing? I hear crazy sounds from the kitchen. Here's a bouncing block, Tina. Whee! That did not make it very far. um, and then we're also going to use a stretchy band. Laura, do you have the big long bands? Okay, then grab a hand weight. I know you have hand weights. We're going to do some tricep, bicep stuff. Yeah. And then a ball. So we have these balls here, and then Laura, I know you have your yoga ball. Grab that. We're actually going to hold this against the wall and do the alphabet. So this is this is the exercise we're going to do from that physical therapist is for rotator cuffs. And it's these fine movements with us actively pushing, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to see how we feel. And I already have a ball. Okay. So I think that's going to be it for props. And then, of course, like your blankie, all of that stuff. Maybe I won't do music today. I feel like the last couple of days have been overstimulating, and I'm like, I like quiet right now.
Are you feeling funky? Your tail's twitching.
You know, I'm like, why is she all agitated and peeing on things and now assaulting Tina? You don't assault Tina.
I'm gonna scratch you.
She is feeling better.
You have crazy eyes.
Oh my God, what are you doing to Tina?
She has crazy eyes. Oh, thanks for the butt shot.
Tina, I don't have words. I don't know
That's downward dog.
what Avi is doing.
Kitty.
Speaking of downward dog, we're going to try starting with some forward fold downward dog plank just to get warm. So I'm going to take this off. Hi, Floki. Wow, the whole gang's coming. We got Avi assaulting Tina like normal.
No, we just need a big dog.
We got Floki on the yoga mat. Issa's in her spot to watch us. And yeah, McDuff just needs to do a walk by. That's his thing. Also, Laura, while you're grabbing your stuff real quick, I had a friend come over yesterday and she took me to the tea house right here. Have you been there? The tea selection is, yeah. And I was like, has Diana been here? I mean, we might have to do like a meetup there at some point, all of us.
Definitely. I haven't been there for years and years.
Okay. Were you there? Like when you were there, did they have the bidet?
I don't think so.
We walked in and I was just really surprised because it was it has like a really like Asian vibe to the tea house. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I went in the bathroom and it's like the toilets you see in Japan with this like a full bidet with heated seat and heated water in the bidet.
Oh, wait, this has got to be a different place.
Well, if it's been a couple years, it's the one like 5 minutes up the road on River Road, right before you get to like the car dealerships.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the place.
Tease me?
I don't remember the name of it.
I'll have to check. Maybe there's a different one there now.
Yeah, maybe it has a different
Anyway, tea
owner.
house, definitely worth a trip.
Yeah, maybe we'll put something together this spring and we can all meet up there. Whoever wants to. It's a little pricey. It's $50 a person. I mean, that's normal for tea meal things, or afternoon tea. That's what it's called. Okay, I'm all over the place. We're gonna start with, standing looks good. I want us to do just a couple forward folds at our own pace here. Maybe take a moment to ground into the floor with our feet. And then, arms coming up. And then as you come down, bend the knees slightly. So this is getting more into the low back than the hamstrings. A few deep breaths. And then come on up whenever you're ready, leading with the chest. And go for about 3 more of these at your own pace, though. So if you want to hang out in your fold a bit longer, go for it. I feel like my neck needs to pop. I'm like, oh, if I hang out long enough, maybe it will. And as you're doing this too, you can play with the bend in your knees. Maybe even while you're down, try straightening one knee a little bit more than the other, and then switch legs. Walk it out just a bit. Okay, I got one more left for my 3. Okay, then whenever you finish your 3, let's do some spinal twists. So hands to the head here, knees bent. Look at where the ceiling meets the wall, and then gently twist right and left. Where are my feet getting booped with claws? That question's directed at Floki, not either of you. Just a few more here. Okay, and then you can go ahead and stop. Let your hands come to rest by your sides. And then we're gonna make our way, let's go into table pose, so knees and hands. And if your wrists are bothering you at all, you can come up onto your knuckles. Your call. Another option is to be on the forearms. Ooh, I might do forearms today. And then from here, we're just gonna go into a downward dog. As you come up into the downward dog, I recommend keeping knees bent and focus on opening up the shoulders. And then once you feel like you have your shoulders open, then maybe walk out the dog some. Try straightening the knees. And then when you need a break from downward dog, just go ahead and transition into a plank. So again, if you need to come down to your knees for that, that's fine. Again, you can be on forearms or hands here. And then we're gonna go back up into downward dog. So just flow between the two. Maybe try to do each one 3 times. Remember, knees bent in downward dog can help with shoulders. So doing a nice big warm up here. Okay, got one more downward dog for myself. Do this one on hands. And then my final plank. Then whenever you finish, go ahead and indulge in a child's pose. And you can walk your hands to one side, get a side body stretch. And then maybe the other side. I think today we'll just go ahead and start with arms. Give that the priority spot. So we are going to make our way back up to standing. Yeah, standing for our biceps and triceps. We will start there. This is where you'll need your stretchy band or your hand weight. And if you're using the stretchy band method, also Tina, if you want a tighter one, help yourself. I have a feeling the red's gonna be tight, but it might be the gray that's the tightest. We're gonna put, I'm like tiny on my camera there. I'm like, make sure you can see my feet. We're gonna put a foot on our stretchy band. And if you want more resistance, you're gonna choke up like further down on it. And if you're using a hand weight, you're gonna have your hand weight ready. And for this, yeah, I want us to, okay, if you're using a stretchy band, you're gonna grab the band with your thumb up. Yeah, and then you got it. And then Laura, yeah, that looks good. You're gonna want your thumb facing forward. So everybody thumb forward. And then we're coming up. So We're ergonomic here. We don't have any rotation. And we're just going to come all the way up to the shoulder. And let's stop at a 90 degree angle. So right about there. So we're just doing the upper bicep here. And go till you start to feel tired. Warmth. That's going to be different for everybody. You all know the burn we go for sometimes in class. That's what you're going for. Laura, could you rotate your wrist so your thumb, like you're about to do a thumbs up? So rotate your, yeah, there you go. Yep. There you go. You can do it the other way too, but I'm like, let's be nice to our wrists and elbow for the moment and not introduce a twist. Okay, when this starts to get tired, you're gonna go from your 90 degree angle down and then back to 90 degree. Whoo. You feel anything, Tina? Okay. You look so nonchalant about it. I was like, does Tina just have like crazy biceps? She's like, I can do 50 million of these. And then we're gonna switch arms. So whenever you feel the burn and you're like, okay, I feel fatigued, go ahead and switch arms. And Laura, you technically can be more efficient than us. You could be doing both at once with your hand weights, but you just have to do it twice as long. If you go that route, she's like, no. Okay, so starting at that 90 degree and then going up. I'm like, either I'm a lot weaker on the left side or I've choked up more on the band. It could be either. Let's keep our elbows tucked into our side, nice and tight. Yeah. I know most of what we do works our biceps and triceps when we do arm stuff, but I've been indulging in just enjoying to work them out. I'm like, oh, I like this. Okay, and then when you start to feel the burn, you can go all the way down and then up halfway. I think I've been doing a lot more with my arms and shoulders because I have a spinning addiction.
Yeah, I noticed yesterday my arm was tired and my hand was tired.
Yeah, I've been doing it.
My fingers were really tired.
Reminds me we should do some wrist exercises too. I'm like, I'm doing a crazy amount of belly dance. We're going to work only hips and legs. I'm doing a crazy amount of spinning. We're going to do arms and shoulders. Just wait. When I get really into gardening, y'all, it's all going to be backs. Back and core. Okay, well, we're going to take a break from this for a minute, and then we'll switch to triceps after we do our little opener here. So this is the one where we're going to tuck our elbows in. Laura, you're going to hold your weights with your palms up, and then, yep, get your 90-degree bend, elbows tucked in, and pulse open. Yep, maybe lower your hands just a little bit. There you go. Now do it. There you go. Shoulder love. Oh, I really feel this today. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I figured out what areas of my shoulder the spinning works the most. These. Okay, so go for your burn, and then you're going to stop, and we're going to transition to triceps. So triceps for the band is going to be just like our bicep. You're going to step on it. You got your thumb up, but you're going to step one leg back. You're going to pull your elbow up. You're going to keep it tucked in, and then you're going to go back with your arm. Now, if you are using a hand weight, you're going to get in the same position. Your hand weight will be held here, so thumb up. And then you're going into this little lunge, strong core, elbow lifts back behind you, keep it tucked in, and then strain the arm. Woo! There it is. If you're using a stretchy band, if you need more resistance, just choke up on the band. If you need less, let it slide through your hand a little bit. And I'm going to recommend going for at least 15 of these, but then you can also go for the burn if 15 is not enough. Can you bring your arm all the way up, Tina? There you go. And now back. Yep. And keep the elbow in place though. There you go. If that hurts your elbow though, do a smaller range of motion. And then feel free to switch sides once you hit that burn point. 15 or the burn. And the exact same thing. Sure your front knees bent a little bit. Elbow up and back, tucked in. Don't let it move as you straighten. Yeah, there you go. See if you cannot move your elbow at all, Laura. Keep it high. I'm like, I think it's moving. You got a big sweatshirt though, so I'm like, I think I see it. Good work. Okay, remember, go for 15 or the burn. Whew. Yeah. Okay. For the next one, you can either do it standing, or if you'd like to sit, we can go to sitting. I think I'm going to sit for a minute. So for this one, we're going to take either weights or stretchy band overhead, as we do. For this one, instead of our arms being right by our ears, you can be more open. So see how I'm a bit more open. I do have palms facing forward. And then I'm going to be very careful to not stick my neck forward, but I'm going to bring my arms back, and then I'm going to bend my elbows and pull my elbows down along my sides, and then come back up. Yeah. So we got our little chicken wings, and then up. I want you to feel this in your back along your shoulder blades. So yeah, I saw those muscles engaged, Tina. And we're just gonna go. So go for 15 or until you feel a burn. This is a little different if you're using a stretchy band. You're feeling the resistance as you pull down. If you're using hand weights, you're really feeling it as you push up. But either way, try and go for strong upper back engagement. This is hopefully opening your chest some too. Hi, Floki. Oh, I'm gonna do one more. Tina's about to get a Floki visitor. Okay, now let's do our horizontal arms. So the one where we're taking our band and opening. Now, Laura, with your weight, you're gonna hold your weight in your hand. I'm like, do I have something I can? Okay, imagine this is the weight, just so you can see it. I'm holding it in my fist. And then I'm putting my fist right on my hip, and then I'm going to open at the angle, holding the weight, and then give the shoulder blade a little squeeze and come back down. So that's what you're going to do. Tina, you and I with our stretchy band. I'm going to come sit cross-legged. And we're going to go for hands to hip, and then open, like we do. Yep, and go for that angle. Yeah, that's the angle. Just watch the wrist. Everyone make sure that your wrist stays perfectly ergonomic. Yeah, there you go. And then down. So I hold my band just in these fingers, Tina, and I have my thumb out, and that seems to help my wrist. Yeah, there you go. And then Laura, for you, as you open, try and have your palm facing forward. So face the palm. Yeah, there you go. Straight elbow. Turn a little bit more so your palm's towards me. There you go. Yep. So we want like this. We're basically going for a straight line here through the bones. Yeah. And think about the movement coming from your upper back along your shoulder blade. And you might need to engage your core some here. Think about lifting your spine up away from your hips. And yeah, go for the burn, 15 or the burn, and then switch sides. I think that's going to be our count for today. 15 or a good burn. It's more of a mindful practice. Check in with your body. Yeah, your wrist looks good, Tina. feel like I should start making some YouTube videos on my Fehu Fiber channel on ergonomic spinning. I've been playing with what you do with your thumb while you spin, and hand position and wrist position. I think I have it. I think I have it worked out. I'm gonna do a couple more. Sorry. And Laura, I practiced with the big wheel. I had it up in my room until I was spinning a fine. So I'm spinning a very fine yarn, but I have yet to get the flick technique. So I'm doing it like a spindle where I'm spinning and then I reverse to wind it on. And then I spin, reverse to wind it on. I'm like, you know what? It works, but I know I got to get the flick down. I think I just got to put some commercial yarn on and just practice the flick at some point. But I was proud at where I got with spinning off the tip. I was like, okay, baby steps. Let's see, we did 90 degree. Okay, we're gonna do wall holds and we're gonna do the alphabet. And yeah, Laura, finish your set. But I think we could do our balance stuff first. So we'll give our arms a little bit of a break and then we'll come back to them. So let's start to grab yoga blocks. I'm gonna grab a drink. Give Laura a little space to finish. Okay. Y'all, I've had so many creative ideas lately, but I was like, I think maybe I'll do like a little craft circle every witchy holiday. I know we just missed Imbolc, but I was like, I don't know if anybody would want to come over and just do like a crafting day, but I'm like, I think I want to start introducing that into the flow. Oh, Crafternoon. Oh my God, Tina. Imbolc Crafternoon, Mabon Crafternoon. Okay, so we're going to do exactly what we did last week, where we're coming to stand on our block. I'm going to do the side that's not bothering me. Okay, so we're coming to stand. And we're doing that really conscious thing where we're not sitting into our hip, we're not letting it go out to the side, we're pulling our bodies up and away from our hip. And then we're taking the other leg and we're starting to bring it forward. So a little bit of hip flexor work. Whole time you're doing it though, you're lifting yourself up off the standing hip. This has been helping me a lot. I was walking around All's Garden Center yesterday and I felt so much more stable. So we might be doing this every week this month. So just prepare. Which reminds me, there's only 3 weeks in February because next week I have my class with Kareem. So no class next week. Yeah, and Super Bowl. And then we're going to go out to the side. So first out to the side, I would recommend flexing the foot and just lifting with the knee facing forward. And again, oh, I caught myself sinking into my hip. Ooh. The main goal here is the not sinking into the hip piece. And yeah, take little breaks as you need to. And then we're going to rotate the kneecap up towards the ceiling as we're lifting. So another way, let's see, exterior rotation. So if you're not lifting your leg, you're rotating the kneecap out to the side. And then it's going to be facing the ceiling as you come up.
Oh my gosh, that makes my hip hurt.
Oh, take a break. Don't do too much. Even just standing and balancing and getting your weight off the hip is hard work, Tina. Okay, then if you're feeling it, you're going to turn your kneecap in and lift. Just be careful, listen to your body here. And then finally, we're going to take it to the back. So go for 5 to the back if you've got it in you. Okay, and then we're going to come down. And yes, this workout is mainly for the standing leg. And if it's pain, Tina, don't do it.
It's just tight.
Yeah. That's how my right side is. Okay, so other side now. Oh, other prompt I forgot to say, make sure you're engaging your glute on the side you're standing on. So we want to be using our hamstring and our butt to help lift us up off our hip and then to the front. Let's just go for 5 to the front for now. 3, 2, and 1. Then just out to the side. No fancy knee rotation. back on balance. 2 and 1. Then rotate kneecap out to the side and lift. 4, 3. Ooh, I'm into my hip. 2 and 1. The kneecap rotates in, and we lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we take it to the back. Remember, strong leg. This prompt is for me. Whew. Let me get strong. Glute, hamstring engaged. Lifting up on the kneecap with my quad. Lifting my torso away. And then 5 to the back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Woo. Wiggle that out. We have one more balance exercise I want to do. But before we do that, let's do our heel raises. So we're going to keep our block nearby because we're going to do that stretch we did last week where we stepped on it and then we got to stretch our calf. But first we're going to warm our calves up. So come to standing straight and strong, just like you were on the block. Both sides lifted up away from the hip. Glutes engaged, core engaged. And we're just going to do heel raises. Go for 15. If it's not enough, go for more. Okay, I think we're at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then for funsies, whatever leg you weren't balancing on last, go to the other leg and heel raise single leg. If you need to, you can keep your toes down on the other foot, but try single leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to take that side, take your yoga block, put the balls of your feet on it, heel down and lean. Hopefully getting a bit of a stretch. The closer you stand to your yoga block, the more stretch you'll get to with your back leg. Oh. And then if you start to feel the muscle resisting some, you can do a few heel raises here and then go back into it. Woo. So I've been watching some physical therapy videos on squats, like full squats where you're coming all the way to the floor and your feet are flat. And I've always struggled with it, but I feel like I have the flexibility in my hips to do it. So I've been like, what's going on? One of the things is calves are too tight. One other thing is inner thighs too tight. And when I've explored both of those, I'm like, oh yeah. So for my personal practice, I've been trying to get these to open up. So yeah, other legs, single leg heel raises. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then off we go to our stretch. That's delightful. Whew. Little cramp. Warm it back up. Okay. Next, we're going to go back to balancing, but actually we're going to be doing single leg squats on our block. Before we do single leg, let's do a few squats with 2 legs. So knees a little bit wider than hip distance, the booty's gonna go back. And we're gonna come up, try and really feel this in your legs, not your back. Strong glute engagement as you come up. See how your knees are feeling. My left knee is pretty creaky. So you just keep this in mind when you go to do single leg. It might mean the movement's really small. But if you're like, no, I can go all the way to the floor, keep that in mind too. Okay, we're going for about 15 of these. So 2 and 1. Okay, then we're gonna hop onto our block. Doesn't matter which side, I'm gonna start on my right side. Let me scooch back so Laura can see me better. And we're gonna bring our other leg in front of us. and go into a squat. And our squat is how we're going to touch the floor with our foot. So yeah, little squat to touch the floor. We're going for 5, 2, and 1. Then we bring our leg out to the side, lift it up, and we squat for it to touch the floor. Yeah, 3, 2, and 1. Then you all know, to the back. Just make sure you're leaning forward here so your booty's still back, and then squat to touch the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoa. Look at this. We're leveling up our mobility. We're going to be on stairs, and we're going to be like, touch the back stair. Touch the back stair. Okay. I have a weird sense of humor, I know. Okay, we're coming up on the other leg. Extend the foot in front. Woo. And then we're going to squat to get to touch the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, strong glute, 1, and then to the side. Lift the leg, whoo, and squat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you got it, Tina. And then to the back. Lift the leg up off the floor. Get a little bend here at the hip and squat for 5, 4, 3, 2. My foot's cramping. 1. I'm going to stretch my foot out for a second.
My feet were my thighs were.
Yep. Okay. Back to arms. So we're going to make our way to a wall. Tina, you're welcome to use the door. It makes a really good surface. I'm going to bring Laura with us. You're traveling, Laura. Okay. Let me move my curtain so Laura can see. Let me move cat toys. So didn't think this through. Okay.
Kitty daycare.
It is. Okay. So we are going to start with our alphabet. Tina, I recommend you use the flat, this little area. Yeah. And we're going to extend whatever arm you want first. You're going to extend it just like when we do our wall holds, right? So shoulder height. We don't want it too high. We don't want it too low. You're going to actively push into your ball. And then you're going to make the alphabet. So this can be cursive, capital letters, lowercase. But yeah, just go for A and then B. And you can go at your own pace. Just start making the shapes. And a couple things to think about is try not to push your arm forward too much. So you still want strong shoulder engagement. We don't want it like popping forward. And then good pressure, but careful of the wrist. Turns out I can't talk and remember the alphabet. Okay, L, M, N, O. This works the wrist really nice too, I'm finding. P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, switch arms. That is subtle but effective. I have feelings all over. Okay, so same thing. You're going to get to this nice flat arm position. Make sure your shoulder's not popping forward. Pull it back a little bit here. And then start your alphabet. We have A, B, C, D, could even pressure the whole time, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, whew, that one's hard, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Okay, we're gonna shake it out, and then you all are gonna love me because we're gonna grab our yoga blocks and do wall holds. Woohoo! I'm just grabbing a yoga block. Sorry, Laura, we both just like left you there. Grabbing a block. I'm gonna grab my timer. We're gonna do 30 seconds each. And remember, the harder you push into the wall, the harder the workout. So if you need to adjust, just don't push quite as hard. Okay. I'm gonna get a timer going that I can keep my eye on. Set it here. Okay, so yoga block between the forearms. Yep. Hands are gonna come up at shoulder height, just like we did. But now you're gonna step back. You're gonna make your back long. So think about going into imprint a little bit, pulling in that belly. And here we go, 30 seconds starting now. So straight arms, actively push into the wall. It's okay if the shoulders start to lift towards the ears as you push. Low back long, and you're letting your armpits sink down towards the floor. Yeah. And we have, I don't know, this thing doesn't tell me seconds. We're almost done. You've got this. Actively push, 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 push. Okay, keep your hands where they are, but come to standing back vertical. We'll take a little break really like this. Okay, so next up is we just bend at the elbows and forearms are coming against the wall or the door. Yep. Then we take a couple steps back. Head's gonna come under the yoga block. Sorry, Laura, I just realized I yelled in the mic. And then low back long. And you're gonna actively squeeze the block here. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Elbows are tucked in, actively pushing into the wall. And think about relaxing your armpits down towards the floor. You've got this. We have 15 seconds left. Tina, see if you can pull your belly in just a bit more. Yeah, push up through here. There you go. Hold that. Now armpits sink down. Best you can. I know. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come up off the wall. Take a minute. Take a minute. Avi, you're screaming in encouragement. Thank you. Okay, the next is going to be the one where we go way overhead. So you're coming up against the wall, yoga block in between the forearms. You're reaching your hands up, up, up. Take a minute if you need to, or if you need to sit this one out, that's fine too. Okay, then for this, you're going to push your palms up the wall, like you're reaching up. You're going to squeeze your block, and you're just going to take a little step back and let your armpits start to sink towards the wall. So not the chest, but the armpits. And here we go, 30 seconds. Remember to breathe. Yeah. And push up, up, up on the wall. Squeeze your block. This one's going fast. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leave your hands where they are. Just walk in towards the wall. Take a break for a second. Okay, then you're going to bend at your elbows so your forearms come against the wall. And then you're going to bend your elbows even more so the yoga block and your forearms come behind your head. And you're going to turn your palms to face your butt. So thumbs are coming out to the side. Palms are facing your butt. And behind your elbows is touching the wall. Like where your tricep meets your elbow. Then we take a little tiny step back. And then we let our armpits sink towards the wall while we lengthen our spine. And we got 30 seconds starting now. Okay, so think about pulling the elbows in. Think about pushing the thumbs out. That also brings the elbows in. Think about armpits sinking down towards the wall. And think about long spine here. And we are halfway there. Got 15 more seconds. And we're going to take a break if you need to. And we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, come up off the wall. And now we get our treat. And our treat is a nice shoulder stretch. So let me move these a bit more. We're gonna bring our arm straight up. Let's call this 12 o'clock. Then you're gonna start to walk it back towards like maybe 9 o'clock or 10. Start with like 10 or 11 o'clock. And you're gonna come into the wall with your arm up. See how that feels? And then if you want to, you can turn your torso even more away from the wall or start to lower your arms some. So you might have to turn towards the wall, walk your hand to, I'm at probably 10 o'clock now, and then turn back forward, see what happens. That's my timer from before. And if you feel like you can do more stretch, you turn towards the wall, walk your hand to maybe 9 o'clock. That's almost 9, and then turn. Yeah, and you just keep playing with anywhere between 9 and noon. And here, Tina, I'll trade you. I'll let you come have the flat wall if you'd like. You good? Okay. I know the door can get funky for this. And we're just hanging here for a minute. If you would like, you can take your palm. Imagine my arms up against the wall. You can take your palm and pull it back. And that can do a bit of nerve flossing through the wrist. So this is the arm up against the wall, and you're doing a little nerve flossing if you'd like. So yeah, start to just pull it back. There you go. And again, somewhere between that 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock where you feel a bit of a stretch through the shoulder. And then whenever you feel good on one side, feel free to switch to the other. I'm gonna move Laura so she can see a little bit better. I feel like I have you blind. Of course, now your back's to me, but just in case you need to see, here you go, Laura. So here's my 12 o'clock. I'm going to about 10 and then turning, and Tina, this is what's gonna fix our knitting spinning arms the most. And then that nerve flossing, oh my goodness, this side's tight. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna go down just a little bit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my nerves are tight. Okay, whew. So I think to wrap up class, let's do one more downward dog plank flow like we started. I think we're at the end of class, let me see. Yeah, because it's 45 minutes. I know we started a little bit late, but let's do a little downward dog. We won't do any shoulder bridge this week, but if you would like to throw in a shoulder bridge right now, you can go for it. Oh, okay, let me get you back over here, Laura. Okay. So I think I might throw a little lunge into the flow too. So let's start with our downward dog. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see me, Laura. I'm so used to wall holds as the end of class. I'm like, is it really the end of class or is it just habit? Because I'm like, wall holds, we're done. Okay, so here we go. Coming into our downward dogs. And then coming into a plank when you're ready. Let's do it 2 or 3 times. I'm going to throw in a child's pose too. My breakfast I ate before class is not appreciating downward dog at this moment. Yeah. It's like no inversion. If you need to skip downward dog, which I might need to do, feel free to join me in child pose into plank. Okay, and I go to plank. And then I know what I want to do for a lunge. So, yeah, do either child pose, plank, or downward dog plank. Ooh, Tina's doing an inspiring shoulder bridge.
I just felt like I needed
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know what? I'm gonna do some shoulder bridge too. This is kind of a check-in with the body moment. Because we did not do a whole lot of things other than balance. If you're doing shoulder bridge, I recommend 10 to 15. Oh yeah, shoulder bridge feels good. Okay, I know how we're gonna go from this to a lunge. I have my plan. So yeah, we're gonna get nice and warm in this shoulder bridge. Then, after you've done about 15, grab your left leg, hug it into your chest. I recommend holding like around your hamstring. And then you're going to lengthen your right leg across the floor, which this is technically a lunge. And then you're going to try and straighten and then bend the left leg. So getting some lengthening through the hamstring. And then if you'd like, you can just straighten that leg, maybe let go of it. And think about lifting it up towards your head, maybe pulse towards your head for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can go ahead and lower the leg and switch. So that's the same as when we're in our lunge and we're doing those front leg lifts. Just gravity is different. So we're going to straighten the left leg, hold the right knee to the chest, and try straightening and then bending the right leg. And then when you feel ready, you're going to let go of it and you're just going to hold it up. And then you're going to pulse your foot or your whole leg towards your head for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can go ahead and lower the leg. Now that our hip flexors are all warm, you can go back up into a shoulder bridge if you'd like to maybe stretch out the hip flexors. You're also welcome to roll onto your side and do that quad stretch that we like to do because that can help lengthen the hip flexors. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to grab the other side. So a reminder, no class next week, but when we come back, I have a whole shoulder bridge flow for us using stretchy bands and marching and our rolling shoulder bridges. I've missed those. I might even blow up some exercise balls for it. We'll see. Okay, feel free to do any other stretch you feel like doing. Otherwise, that is a wrap. If you want, she does. If you want a few things to work on over our little break here, remember you can take your exercise snack breaks and do any of those balance exercises at work. Maybe when you're home, if you're like sitting on the couch reading or crafting or watching TV, whatever you're doing, you can do a little shoulder bridge snack break, a little wall hold snack break. Oh my God, Tina. Avi is a vicious predator in Tina's hair. Avi's like, or you can have a real snack break and eat your human friends. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me. I'm going to stop the recording.
Oh, don't get too crazy.
Yeah. I'm like, if you need me, Tina.
You wild child. You're a wild
There we
child.
go.